Plant FAQs. Philodendron bipennifolium. Philodendron violin. The allure of the Philodendron bipennifolium, a fiddle-shaped friend. As a lover of all things botanical, I was immediately captivated by the Philodendron bipennifolium. With its unique fiddle-shaped leaves and captivating presence, it wasn't long before one became a resident in my own home. But beyond the initial aesthetic appeal, I found myself wanting to learn more about this intriguing plant. In this article, I'll share my experiences and delve into the world of Philodendron bipennifolium, a true conversation starter in any room. See more 623 species in genus Philodendron at monsteraholic.com. Unveiling the fiddle, form, and function. The Philodendron bipennifolium, also known as the fiddle-leaf philodendron or horsehead philodendron, hails from the rainforests of the Amazon basin. Its most striking feature, undoubtedly, is the foliage. Unlike its heart-shaped cousins, the bipennifolium boasts deeply lobed leaves that resemble a fiddle, hence the nickname. These glossy, leathery leaves emerge a vibrant green and mature to a darker, more sophisticated shade. As the plant climbs, the leaves become even more pronounced, adding a touch of drama to any indoor space. Care for your fiddle leaf friend, a recipe for success. While captivating, the Philodendron bipennifolium isn't overly demanding. Here's the recipe for keeping your plant happy and thriving. Light. Think bright, indirect light. Direct sun can scorch the leaves, so find a spot away from harsh rays. A room with an east-facing window is ideal. Water. Avoid overwatering, the enemy of most houseplants. Allow the top inch of soil to dry completely before watering again. Underwatered leaves will droop, but they'll perk up once watered. Humidity. As a rainforest native, the Philodendron bipennifolium enjoys a humid environment. Misting the leaves regularly or using a pebble tray filled with water can help. Soil. Opt for a well-draining, airy potting mix. Aroids, a family that includes philodendrons, appreciate good drainage to prevent root rot. Fertilizer. During the growing season, spring and summer, a diluted dose of liquid fertilizer once a month can give your plant a boost. Does Philodendron bipennifolium flower? Unlike some philodendrons, the bipennifolium isn't known for producing showy flowers in a typical houseplant setting. However, with proper care and ideal conditions, it might surprise you with a spathe, a sheath that encloses a flower spike that emerges from the base of a mature plant. The flower itself is typically small and inconspicuous, but the spathe can add a unique element to your plant. Propagating your Philodendron bipennifolium. Sharing the fiddle love. The beauty of the Philodendron bipennifolium is something you might want to share. Luckily, propagation is relatively simple. Here's how to create new fiddle-shaped friends. Stem cuttings. Identify a healthy stem with at least one node, the bump where a leaf meets the stem. Using sterile pruners, cut below the node at a 45-degree angle. Remove any lower leaves that might sit in water or soil. You can propagate in water or directly in soil. For water propagation, place the stem cutting in a glass or container filled with fresh water, ensuring only the node is submerged. For soil propagation, plant the cutting in a pot with moist, well-draining potting mix. Patience is key. Whichever method you choose, be patient. Roots can take several weeks to develop in water, and new growth might take a while in soil. Beyond the fiddle, pairing your Philodendron bipennifolium. The Philodendron bipennifolium's architectural form makes it a versatile plant for pairing with others. Here are a few ideas. Trailing companions. Combine your bipennifolium with trailing plants like pothose or Epipremnum aureum for a cascading effect. Textural contrast. Plants with fuzzy or soft leaves, like ferns or calatheas, can add textural interest next to the bipennifolium's smooth foliage. Monochrome magic. Create a sophisticated look by pairing your bipennifolium with other plants in similar shades of green. Philodendron bipennifolium versus Florida. When I think about Philodendron bipennifolium versus Florida, I find myself leaning toward the bipennifolium. It's also known as the fiddle leaf philodendron, and I love its unique, violin-shaped leaves. They give a bold, architectural feel to any space. On the other hand, Philodendron Florida, which is a hybrid between bipennifolium and squamiferae, has more of a serrated leaf pattern that's visually interesting but doesn't quite resonate with me as much. While both are beautiful, I appreciate the simplicity and elegance of the Bipennifolium more. Plus, it's slightly easier to care for in my experience, which is always a bonus. Philodendron Bipennifolium versus Pedatum. Comparing Philodendron Bipennifolium to Pedatum, I notice quite a few differences that shape my preference. Philodendron Pedatum, with its deeply lobed, almost oak leaf-like foliage, has a more wild and untamed look. It's fascinating and has its own charm, but I prefer the clean, defined lines of the Bipennifolium. The Pedatum's sprawling growth can be a bit more challenging to manage indoors, whereas the Bipennifolium's growth habit feels more contained and manageable. Each has its own appeal, but for the sake of ease and aesthetic preference, I usually find myself gravitating towards the Bipennifolium. With its unique form, easy care requirements, and ability to propagate, the Philodendron Bipennifolium is a true gem for plant enthusiasts. So, why not bring a touch of the rainforest into your home and add this captivating fiddle-shaped friend to your collection?